Todd's Point has a very rich and grounded history. The Todd family was extremely powerful and wealthy, but not greedy or miserly. Instead, J. Kennedy Todd was known to be a charitable man and is someone to celebrate, and we thank him for such a great beach. And it is important that we keep it in good condition like our ancestors did before us. So if we do, others can enjoy the great treasure just like we do now. But we have been ruining this beach by water pollution, and we need to make sure that we keep it in good condition. The following video was created so we can help stop water pollution in Todd's Point and beaches all around the world.
There were many people who owned Todd's Point before J. Kennedy Todd. At first, the Norsemen supposedly occupied the area from approximately 1100. People think this is because mooring holes were found on Bluff's island of Todd's Point. Presumably, the Norsemen inserted poles there to tie vessels. By doing this, they thought the poles would help them make a quick getaway in case local natives decided their presence was unwelcome. Then, there were the Indians. They called what is now Todd's Point, Point Monacomigo, which means shining sands. The Indians used it as a fishing camp.
Daniel Patrick and Robert Feek bought the beach from the Monacomigo Indians. At that point, the Indians were dwindling in population because of the Pequot Wars and the smallpox epidemic of 1634. The point became known as Elizabeth's Neck after Robert Feek's wife, Elizabeth Feek. It was purchased for 25 coats. Jeffrey Fems was supposed to own the beach before the Patricks and the Feeks, as he was granted a claim to the area by Kyaufman, the son of the Indian chief. Unfortunately, Captain Daniel Patrick and Robert Feek passed away after a few years of arguing for the new land. Elizabeth Feek then remarried to a man named William Hallett. The last owners to own the beach before J. Kennedy Todd was the Ferris family, who bought it in 1730 and owned the beach for $150.
John Kennedy Todd lived from 1852 to 1925. He was born on September 11, 1852, with the parents Mary and Andrew Kennedy Todd. J. Kennedy Todd first came to America in 1868, but only first decided to live in America full-time in 1879. In 1884, J. Kennedy Todd bought his first 40 acres of the point. In 1886, he bought 24 acres, and later in 1887, he bought 30 more acres from Sally Ferris, marking him full owner of the point. Knew the Todd family propriety warned the point.
Potter Todd, John's wife, had a niece who was Mrs. Stillman, wife of James Stillman, who had a net worth of $77 million. John had no children, but despite that, the family revenue was $1.3 billion. His wife was also related to the creators of the Brown Brothers Harriman, who currently are the biggest and oldest private bank in all of the USA. Maria Potter Todd was also the niece of the Bishop of New York. John had two brothers, William and Robert Todd. William owned Round Hill and a plot of land in Stanwich. Robert became the owner of Todd's Point along with Maria in 1925 after John had passed away.
Unfortunately, J. Kennedy Todd died on Tuesday, June 2nd, 1925. When he died, his estate was an astounding $39 million. $225,268. Under his will, the bulk of his estate went to Robert E. Todd, his brother. He gave $10,000 to his other brother, David A. Todd, $5,000 to each of his 5 sisters, $70,000 to each of his 7 nieces, and his 2 nephews, Clement M. and Austin Smith, each received $2,100,000 from his estate. There were also money given to close friends. John Kennedy Todd had a net worth of $70 million. He gave $250,000 to Princeton University in memory of his brother William S. Todd. He gave $50,000 to the New York Association for improving the condition for the poor.
The St. Andrew Society and the American Museum of Montreal History were also given money. $100,000 went to the Presbyterian Hospital, the Greenwich Hospital, and the Children's Aid Society. But things changed. In 1939, Robert E. Todd gave the point to the Presbyterian Hospital in New York. Another change occurred in 1942. The town of Greenwich leased the beach from the Presbyterian Hospital in New York for $30,000 with 60 acres open to the public for 1 year. In 1945, people decided to call the point Greenwich Point. At that time, there was very little to no racism. A disaster happened in 1947 when a blizzard hit Todd's Point during World War II. Todd's Point was shut down. After the war, there were many housing shortages.
Todd's mansion served as an apartment for veterans. In one apartment, the elevator was turned into a kitchen. In another, it was turned into a walk-in closet. The veterans named it the Veterans Apartments. As time passed, the Todd Mansion has been made into a museum. The town bought Todd's Point for $50,000. Now Todd's Point is a beautiful beach with amazing views and a fascinating museum.
Todd's Point is a beautiful historic landmark in Greenwich. However, we are polluting it by dumping trash using harmful chemical fertilizer and littering. Other harmful pollutants are urban runoff, motor oil, plastic water bottles, pesticides, and landfill leakage. In some parts of Long Island Sound, pollution is causing hypoxia or low oxygen levels, which is harmful to the fish. In some parts, the water can also be anoxic and have no oxygen, which is lethal to marine animals. However, we can work to stop pollution by recycling, picking up litter you see on the beach. Animals can mistake trash for food and eat it, resulting in health problems. Every year, about 100,000 marine animals are killed by consuming the trash that ends up on beaches. We can work together to preserve Todd's Point and keep our beaches clean. Todd's Point is an important historical landmark that we should work to save. We should thank the Todds for this beautiful beach by not littering and trying to preserve it so that we can enjoy it more in the future. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope that you make an effort to stop littering and water pollution.
I'm not